In March of 2023, I purchased Elden Ring. In a rare decision for me, I paid full price for the game, $63.59, but I had heard great things and wanted to experience the Soulsborne trend. I spent far too long on something I can't quite remember, and began the game. I played for 2 hours, struggling through the disgusting enemies, running past what I couldn't kill, following the critical path. Up until I met one Mr. Margit the Fell Omen, PhD in kicking my fucking ass. I tried. I really did. I'm all for throwing myself against a wall until it breaks, but it just wasn't happening. Perhaps it was the game's similarity to Monster Hunter Rise, a focus on dodge rolling, stamina management, and fighting enemies larger than yourself, frying my muscle memory. Maybe Elden Ring is just fucking hard, but I never even saw a second phase. Now here, the game would expect you to move on. It is an open world game, after all, and it would have been reasonable to explore elsewhere, level up, and come back to this fight. But I had just spent an hour and a half struggling against basic enemies. I was tired, and did something I struggle to do to this very day. I took a break. Taking a break can be hard. The sunk cost fallacy is a bitch, and it can be difficult to convince yourself that you won't get the boss with just one more attempt. Especially in the current age, where the internet rules, where you can share how well you're doing online and be judged by every stranger you come across. And you need to beat the big new game before some asshole spoils you on the ending, cause Twitter's a cesspit, but you need to keep yourself plugged in, cause otherwise insulin could become illegal, and how would you know? But being able to take a break is a vital skill. It's not only good for your mental health, it's a tactical maneuver. And in order to explain that, I need to talk about Metroid Dread. Oh, by the way, Tears of the Kingdom spoilers ahead. Gonna show you the final boss. You good? Yeah, you're good. I loved Metroid Dread. It was my introduction to the Metroid series, and god damn did it make a good first impression. I've played the game many times. I 100%ed it on my first playthrough, I beat it on hard twice, and for my fourth playthrough, I set my eyes on Dread Mode. The ultimate challenge. Dying in one hit. But I'd gotten pretty good, and what did I have to lose? Slowly, I made my way through the game. Every challenge they placed in my way I overcame with a bit of effort. Most of my deaths came from when I stopped paying attention and ran into a random enemy, and almost every boss went down in a few attempts. SQ. And then, I hit Ravenbeak. I spent a long time trying, but I just couldn't get it. I had his first phase memorized, but his second was tough, and I barely ever saw the third. It had been a long fight, and slowly, I could see the third phase slip out of sight. I started choking, making obvious mistakes until I couldn't even beat his first phase. Swallowing my pride, I resolved to take a break. When I returned from that break, I found my knowledge of the game had evaporated, but my muscle memory was stronger than ever. I eased myself back into it with a hard mode run, and then I took on Ravenbeak once again, and...
Pop quiz. How long does it take to beat a moron to death? Bam! Sorry, time's up, you're dead. Them $200 bullets ain't so hot when they don't hit nothing, are they? I don't usually kill morons this fast. Hit the bricks, pal, you're done.
It was barely even a contest. I didn't blow him away right off the bat, but it wasn't long until I got him. So what happened? Well, when you take a break from a game, your brain doesn't just stop working. It's still churning, processing the moves and situations, figuring out what you should have done and where. Your brain is rewiring, new muscle memory settling in, your subconscious mind is working it all out. But that's not the only benefit. As you slog away at the same thing, you'll find your skills beginning to degrade. Not only have you stopped learning patterns, you'll feel like you can't remember the ones you did learn. You might not realize it, but you are getting tired. And that's okay. Everyone gets tired, and everyone has different limits. But when your stamina bottoms out, you won't get anything out of pushing yourself forward. I stopped playing Elden Ring not because I thought I was burnt out on Margit the Foul Odor, but because I felt I was too tired to keep pushing myself on a game that had been unwelcoming and difficult to control. I'd found my limit. A break can be the time it takes you to have dinner, or half a year, but by the time you return from your repose, you're rested, reset, and ready to tackle the boss that was giving you so much trouble. So why is it so hard to take a break? If it truly is so beneficial, why don't we do it more often? Well, there's the sunk cost fallacy, the idea that if you feel you've invested something, like your valuable time, or $63.59, you're more likely to see it through to the end. And of course, the internet plays a large role in it. In an age of unprecedented connectivity, it can be a bit shameful to give up on a game when you can go to YouTube and see any number of incredible feats of gaming skill. But I think there's something a little deeper, a little more childish. When I was a wee lad, I received Pokemon Diamond for my birthday, and I was enamored. If I had experienced video games by then, it was only passingly, or watching my siblings play. This was my own game, all mine to own, and I played it to hell and back. After all, it was the only game I had. I borrowed stronger Pokemon from friends and family to beat it, because I was a stupid kid. I explored the world even after I had beaten the Elite Four. I fought so many Pokemon that my starter reached the 90s unintentionally. As I got new games, I played them just as thoroughly. I played and replayed every Pokemon game I got, because what was I going to do otherwise? Go outside? The sun's scary, and I know it's hiding something. Now, I'm a big radio. I play grown-up games like Luigi's Mansion 3. My library is significantly expanded, with all kinds of games to play. But I still feel that drive to milk a game for everything it's worth. And now it's my own money I'm spending to buy those games. I've got to make sure I get my money's worth. But, do I? Who's going to know if I don't? Only one person knew I even bought Elden Ring, thank you Discord for letting me be invisible, and I didn't tell anyone I had put the game down. If I hadn't made this video, you'd have no clue. Nor would anyone else. You have no clue that I've only beaten Inkwell Isle 1 in Cuphead, or that I stopped playing Doom Eternal for a while because I'm not good at shooters, or that I took a break from Nier Automata when I learned I'd have to play as that whiny bitch 9S. The only person judging me for that was me, but I still felt guilty. There's nothing wrong with taking a break, so why do I feel like I'm somehow wasting my time by doing so, by not getting better and beating the game? Well, because for a long time, this was how I filled my time. Away from school, away from homework, from chores, from arguments and flaring tempers. I loved video games, and I still do, but the way I engage with them has fundamentally changed. I can examine a game's story, appreciate the tiny things I never would have noticed, go online and see other people engaging with these games in their own ways. And the attitude online doesn't help. It's not just a fun way to spend time anymore, it's a skill-based hobby. You can and should be mastering these games, chasing achievements, speedrunning, 100%ing, doing challenge runs. There's so much to get out of a game, and if you don't get it all out now, another game will come along and take the limelight, and then what is your achievement worth? You can't afford to take a break. It's a fast-paced age. You don't want to be left in the dust. Hey, this is my home. One of them, anyway. Like it? It's a nice little place, away from the hustle and bustle, away from that fast-paced age. I've got my dog Disco, some cows and some chickens, and a field I'm still working on cleaning up. You rent a farm here, and I do, but I really like fishing. So I fish. I fish, and spend the money to buy better baits and rods and fish more. When I get tired of fishing, I can explore the town, talk to the townsfolk, give them gifts, and improve my farm. Water my crops, care for my cattle, explore the caverns if I'm looking for trouble. But sometimes, I don't want to do any of that, so I move along and go play something else. I can go hunt something the size of a house, or explore a distant alien planet. And when I come back, the game's still here. 'Cause that's the truth, isn't it? The game's still there. Elden Ring, and Nier Automata, and Cuphead, and Doom are all still there. It's okay to need a break, to disconnect from Twitter and the constant stream of content. I promise I'll let you know if insulin becomes illegal. But what if you never come back? What if you go on a break and never come off it? Well, that's okay too. I may never return to Elden Ring. God knows Margit doesn't want me to, but I've got other games to play, stories to write, videos to make. If you give a game a shot and find you don't like it, I encourage you to stop playing. No matter what social media tells you, video games are supposed to be fun. If you aren't having fun, you aren't getting anything out of the game anyway. 30 hours or two, you didn't get your $60 worth because you didn't enjoy any of it. One way or another, you have to put down the game eventually. Either you find another game, you run out of things to do, or you just decide you're done playing. Let's talk about Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom is the hot topic this summer, and for good reason. The already large world of Breath of the Wild has been more than doubled, and the new abilities you've been given make exploring and goofing off more fun than ever. Ultra Hand and Autobuild got everyone's inner engineer working on incredible machines, and ways to explore the world like never before.
Moving out!
So, what did I spend my time doing? Well, I followed the story. I rarely explored the depths, because squinting in the dark gave me a headache and I never wanted to go gather bright blooms. And while it was fun to occasionally explore Sky Islands, they were hard to get to, and very small. So, I checked on my friends from the first game. My fish husband, my lightning daughter, this bird, Yunobo. I journeyed about to fill in my map, increased my hearts and stamina a bit. I gathered all the memories, I reclaimed the Master Sword. I only really ventured into the depths when the story made me, following these statues or helping this mech/goat lady. And when I was ready, I fought Ganon. It was a tough, rewarding fight. I enjoyed myself. The spectacle final phase was cool to engage with. I felt emotional seeing Link and Zelda reunited, and then no post-game. The game spits you out just before the final fight, just like the first game. I had more to do. I hadn't even started rebuilding Lurelin. I knew there was more clothing to find, more side quests to fulfill. I hadn't even woken a single Great Fairy yet. But I didn't have a chance to live in the world I had just helped save, to speak with Zelda after the reunion. And after that emotional crescendo, I felt I was done. It was the right spot to stop for me, an appropriate point to bow out even though there was so much left to do. I may boot up the game again, explore a little more with my horse Chisel, delve further into the depths, but the time of consistently playing Tears of the Kingdom is over. At least for me. There's more I could get out of this game, but why should I? I had my fun. I don't really feel the need to do more. Let the hardcore fans decipher every secret this game has to offer. Gaming is supposed to be fun, and if you treat these games as though there's some checklist you have to fill out before you can say you've enjoyed it, you're not gonna get that. And those of you who have done it all, you know what it takes. The passion needs to come before you take those steps, not after, and these expectations don't need to exist. Play the game, don't play the game, it's up to you. And if there's one thing you should take away from this video, it's that you should know your limits. Sometimes you just can't get into a game. It's good to try new things, but just trying something new is an accomplishment itself. You don't need to like everything you try. And always, always take breaks. The sun's not so scary, and it is hiding something, but it'll share it if you ask. Howdy! This video is part of a trio I made for my start here on YouTube, so if you'd like to see more, you can find the other two to Pump's left. There's a video about the episode where Mash showed his hand, and a video about Banjo-Kazooie and figuring out why I don't like platformers. Thanks for watching.